and welcome to the first episode of the new decade, 2020. It is the RedLeafRetrocast episode 59, the theme of hack and slash games. Very exciting stuff. I'm your host, JD, joined here with all my best friends across the globe in not a country that's on fire. Joey, you're here. You're back.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're in a country that floods.
Yeah, so there might be fires. You don't know that. Get off my back.
It's very true. But you don't live in California. That's its own country,
No.
right?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Colin, I see you've seen I've stuck with the horrid geography terms, right?
Yes.
Yeah, very funny. Got some good feedback with that.
I'm in a country that freezes.
No, come on. It's like 69 degrees here in New England in January.
Yeah, yesterday it was pouring rain all day long.
I'm absolutely convinced that the Australian fires have superheated the Earth temporarily.
Wouldn't surprise me.
What about you, Kevin?
Not only do I live in a part of the country where it's hot and cold in the same week, but let's just add a little bit of drug problems on top of it. Hi from Connecticut, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Cocaine.
Have you been to Hartford lately?
Why? By the way, congratulations to Hartford for the first homicide of 2020, everybody. Come on.
Oh,
Woo! Connecticut rules, followed by Bridgeport. You almost made it, guys.
Well, Bridgeport has broken glass in warehouses.
Ah,
so.
well, they also have gas pumps without the nozzles. You know, Family Guy jokes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is it really a joke if it's true?
Well, it's a joke to the rest of the country, but you know.
Okay. So this was my theme pick today.
Nerd.
I'm shocked we haven't done this genre before.
First time for everything.
Yeah. I'm like looking through the list and I go, hack and slash. I'm thinking like action games, and it's weird how this genre has kind of evolved from other things. So we'll get to that more when we get to the games. We only have 4 games. We each just picked 1 game. I was very happy about that. We got a nice little month off to play them all. I beat 3 out of the 4 of them.
Cool.
So I'm very proud of it.
Dang.
You did a
played them
good job.
lot.
Well, 16. It's only 20 hours between those with all those 3 games put together.
Fair enough, but still. That's still about 18 hours more than I put in this.
Ooh. Ow.
So you're saying you're not committed to the cast, you know?
Not at JD's level. I don't think I could get to that level.
It's like he runs it or something.
I know. It's it's his baby.
Whoa.
Well, if you enjoy the games, then they wouldn't be really much of a task. You're just having fun, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, how much Counter-Strike did you play in the past month?
I actually didn't really play too much games the past 2 weeks, so just wasn't a gaming time. I guess New Year didn't start off on the gaming foot.
Well, that's understandable, I suppose. Well, what have you been playing in the past month?
I actually played a little bit of Counter-Strike. Played a game called...
I just asked.
2 hours of it. 2 hours is just a little bit. I played like 2 games. And that's actually when the Texans pissed me off that I had to put my anger into something else because they were getting their ass kicked for a little while there.
Well, not everybody could be the powerhouse that is the Tennessee Titans.
Well, we'll see if the Texans beat the
9-7 undefeated Titans.
The Ravens looked terrible yesterday.
I love sports. I love sports ball. I hate football, but I love it when everyone gets angry at football, specifically.
And then I played a game called Tales of Magial. It's like a roguelike Diablo type game. It's really hard, but a lot of fun.
Tales of Magial?
Magial, yeah, Tome for short because no one really can pronounce that last part. So I played that, and then I played some
Tales of Margarine.
American Truck Simulator because the good old
hard as frozen butter.
So that's what I've been playing, on and off, but not really too much games. So
You haven't played Untitled Goose Game yet?
No, I have not.
Oh man, do you have Xbox Live?
I have a free trial that I can activate, but I haven't. So
well,
no.
I recommend using the. Actually, I think those expire. Those free trials.
Yeah, it expires at the end of this month, I think.
Oh, well then you should use it. Then do a free trial for Xbox Game Pass, and then you can play Untitled Goose Game for free. You wouldn't be doing duck stuff, you'd be doing goose stuff. Colin, what have you been doing?
Oh, quite a bit.
Quite a bit, eh?
Damn right.
Eating all-dressed chips like me?
Nope.
Ugh.
Nor have I been eating poutine.
Oh my god, worst Canadian
This is
ever.
a PG podcast. Please don't talk about your poutine conquest. Thank you.
Actually made my own poutine over the holidays.
Again, please.
Oh, yeah?
PG.
Made my own cheese curds, leftover gravy from all the big turkey dinner of the holidays that I had. It was good stuff.
Neat.
Not bad.
It's too bad I don't like cheese.
Oh my god. Colin, do you even like food?
I like coffee.
Just
That's not
photosynthesizes
food.
his way. Yeah, no?
Ah, Kevin with the callback.
Got it.
I like this guy.
That's why I'm here.
In any case, I bought and beat Subnautica. That game is super addicting. Gameplay-wise, it reminds me a lot of Minecraft, Metroid Prime, and Descent, except no shooting. There is lots of exploration and lore to uncover, plus a lot of resource gathering for building a base, unlocking items, and upgrading said items to traverse the world more effectively. Just like get new submarines, new mech suits for going deeper down into the ocean. And it's actually got a pretty decent story. I mean, worth checking out if the game is, or if you're into like exploration and resource gathering games. There's gonna be a lot of backtracking because the game doesn't have an in-game map.
Would that be a theme that would even work for a
What now?
podcast? These exploration kind of build your world games around you. So like the Civilizations, the Subnautica.
ActRaiser.
Maybe, but they'd be a big time investment. I mean, Harvest Moon could possibly count.
I think that would. I think that would. But the thing is, you could play like 4 hours and you go, yeah, I get it. And if it gets really addicting, then you play for 50 hours.
Yeah.
That's how those
extreme.
games work. And that's like, well, now that game's over, let's do it again. That's how I was with Oxygen Not Included.
Not sure I've heard of that.
It is, yeah, it's pretty much kind of like Subnautica, but more of a 2D plane. You're just trying to get guys to survive.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, Subnautica can actually be pretty scary at times, too. It's like, there's these things called the Reaper Leviathans. I mean,
That's a cool name.
Imagine driving your submersible through murky water at night in the dark. And suddenly you hear this distant roar, and then a few seconds later, this giant skull-faced sea snake thing with claws around its head comes flying in, grabs your submersible, starts crushing it, and your warning systems are screaming at you to get the fuck out of there. You do that, thing starts swimming off with your vehicle, and then meanwhile, you're swimming for your life. And you have a 50-50 chance of getting out of there or getting chomped. And not to mention, if you survive, there's a chance it will follow you to try and finish the job. I mean, I ended up losing 2 hours of progress because I had to swim back to the base after the Reaper attack, and it just kept swimming around outside the base to get me as soon as I left, and just did not leave no matter how long I waited inside. Of course, that may have been a glitch on the game's part. That's the thing, you gotta contend with a number of glitches with Subnautica. But in any case, I've also been playing Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus.
Oh, I'm sorry for you.
Whoa, fuck off.
Yeah, it was only $15 on during the PSN holiday sale.
Wolfenstein's
I was
good.
curious
Not that
about
bad,
it.
Wolfenstein's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as good as the New Order, but it's still fun. It has some of the same elements that made New Order great. But yeah, some of the cutscenes can go into some pretty what the fuck territory.
Yeah, it's awesome. We need more Wolfensteins in
Yeah,
this life.
It's not worth full price, but it's
All right, now I disagree.
it's worth
with you.
playing a little bit of.
Game is great.
And I finally beat up to Disc 4 of Final Fantasy IX.
Hey, look at this guy.
Yeah. I'm on the home stretch. I'm honestly saddened, not because of any drop in quality in the game, although in Disc 3 I had to contend with a virtually game-breaking glitch where any raw spell, like Thundara or Fyra or what have you, would basically freeze the game because whoever's casting the spell, whether it be Vivi or one of the enemies, it would just it would show like the casting animation, but then never actually cast the spell. So there's just like repetition of like Vivi swirling his staff around, or the enemy just like moving its hands to cast the spell. It just stays in that animation.
What the?
And does not advance.
That is really funny.
Yeah, I mean, I even had my disc buffed, and that glitch still persisted.
Hell yeah, video games, man.
So I had to do a lot of backtracking and saving, and running away from any enemies that cast like Thundara or Fyra. But I worked around it and finally got to Disc 4, so hopefully I don't have to contend with that anymore. But I'm sad because the story is approaching the end, and I don't want it to end. It's so good.
Just use your time machine.
Well,
I also got a bunch of games from the PSN holiday sale. I got Hollow Knight, Blasphemous.
Blasphemous?
Yep.
Ah, the Macabre game, yes.
What?
And
Tortured Souls.
And Death Road to Canada. It's like sort of a roguelike pixel art zombie survival thing where you're just on a road trip to get to Canada away from all the zombies.
Why is Canada the place where zombies wouldn't go?
It's too cold, brah.
Fucking stupid.
Because nobody wants to go to Canada.
Got him.
I miss Canada.
Whatever, nerd. We're gonna stay here in America where we have freedom to do anything we want, provided it's within the law. Woo.
Well,
Or within the approval of social media.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yes. As soon as you mess up once, social media will kill you.
Yes.
Yeah, no. They'll cost
Guilty
you your
until
job.
proven innocent.
Exactly.
That is how the world works. I heard this rumor about you. Trash human being.
Mm-hmm. Hey, fire him.
It's like everyone's in high school again. Ugh.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the people in power keep giving in to them because they don't understand that that's the vocal minority.
Right.
That's the only reason they have any power at all. As soon as the people in charge of big companies are more savvy to that fact, those people will lose their power. But anyway, I also got Valfaris, which is like basically Metal Slug with a heavy metal theme to it.
That sounds cool.
So I'm looking forward to playing that. I also got Fury, basically all boss fight game. And Children of Morta, which looks like a pretty interesting game.
I believe I played that for the podcast and I wasn't a fan.
Oh, yeah?
Let me see. Children of Morta. Did that come out in January last
Children
year?
of Mordor.
Maybe not. I could be thinking of a different game.
Possibly.
Possible, yeah.
And finally, I've been playing a bit more Shovel Knight at work on my 3DS.
Ah, that is a great game.
Yeah, I'm playing the Spectre of Torment levels.
Ooh.
Finally installed the Treasure Trove DLC.
Hell
Tough.
yeah.
Yeah, they're not so bad. I'm having fun with it.
We'll come back to Shovel Knight in a bit because I got some news on that game.
All right.
Yeah.
In any case, that's everything I've been playing.
I also got some games over holiday sales. Pretty good stuff. Ukulele, The Impossible Lair, Much better than the first ukulele attempt.
Is that game that
Right.
bad, though?
Like, the first one wasn't horrid, but it had a lot of missteps. The second one's much better. It's basically Donkey Kong. It's awesome.
Sold.
Yeah.
Neat.
It's like $15. So, well worth it. Yeah, the levels change based on, like, environments outside. I'm not a huge fan of the overworld map still. But what you do is you solve, like, a simple little puzzle, and such as this giant fan will start blowing onto a book, which is in front of it, and then it'll turn that level to ice. And it gets you to different areas of the level. You have to it's a platforming game, so you have to platform much differently. Anyways, I got a couple more of the Final Fantasy games digitally to put on my Vita, so I can play them at work.
It lives.
I'm bored now.
Sounds like me.
I got Final Fantasy VI on it, so I'll probably just start over and play on my Vita, since that's probably when I'm gonna put the most time into it.
Nice.
Yeah, I love Final Fantasy VI. It's up there for favorite RPG ever.
Some would call it the best Final Fantasy.
Some might.
Me.
It's
Some
definitely
might also call 9 the best.
Well, you know,
it's definitely not
It's rapidly
conduit
approaching
level.
that for me.
It's definitely not conduit level of greatness.
well, the Conduit's the greatest game ever made. I'm putting that on my fucking queue of games to play.
Put that at double S tier.
There will be only one double. What did I put it last year? I gotta go look. Keep talking.
It's just a recurring joke. You created a double S Devil May Cry tier just for the conduit.
I don't know how to tell you this, but I have Conduit in A. Okay, so it's an A tier. That's good. It's fine there.
No.
No, 'cause
You've underrated it. I can't believe you would do that, Kevin.
I did, but S.
Thought you knew better.
Listen, I put 5 games in S tier last year. Final Fantasy VI being one of them.
Yeah, well, Conduit is clearly above that.
Well,
so.
you know, maybe I could go back and edit this, but, you know, it doesn't... I don't know if it belongs to the ranks of Mario Maker, Dead Cells, Cuphead, and The Witcher. But
of course it does. It's the Conduit.
you got a good
We've
point.
been over
All right,
this.
I'm going to fix this right now. Go on.
Let's see. There was some other digital games I got. Not really all that important. A whole bunch of them. The Epic Game Store had the 12 days of Christmas, so every day you could get a new game.
How dare you use the Epic Game Store? Don't you know the internet said it's bad?
It gives me free games, and I have a library of like 50 free games
You
now.
piece
so
of shit getting
great.
free stuff from the Chinese government, probably.
Hey, no, the guy stood up against the Chinese government.
Whoa, that must
Even
make...
though it's partially owned by it, but the majority owner's like, I don't care what they say.
Yeah, but I'm on the internet, and I said it's spyware, so take that.
Yeah,
You're the
I
internet.
don't like the platform because it's lacking on things. I do like the free games, and I have Borderlands 3 on there because I also got it for free, and that's the only place to play it right now.
You want to know what does
So-
suck? Not to... Like, I never realized that, like, when people said, like, it doesn't have a shopping cart, what, like, inconvenience that was. And, like, I was like, whatever, just buy the game you want at the time. And then I realized the Switch doesn't have one, and fuck, is that annoying. Like, I never realized what a pain in the ass it was. Like, oh, there's this one game. I gotta scroll through the whole store again. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, man, that sucks.
Yep. No one ever said people were efficient in the video game industry.
Well, you know. Patch it later.
Yeah. So I was trying.
Yeah.
I want to beat that Castlevania game that we played for the podcast in December.
Curse of Darkness.
Yeah, I wanted to beat it. It's really fun. And then I found out that because I had to get a new copy because my Xbox wouldn't play the first one. Well, then halfway through the game, because I just wanted to beat it, I was in the mood, and the new one that I got that would play just stopped working.
I wanted to beat it
And I'm
because
like-
I was in the mood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you heard me.
Yeah.
Don't take that out of context.
There's a clip for later.
So I go, how is this possible that 2 Curse of Darkness don't work? So then I just started popping other Xbox discs in the big original brick box, and this one worked, this one wouldn't work, and I'm like looking at the games, I'm going, is it a coincidence that a lot of these games came out like 2002 and afterwards? So I'm like looking up online. So Dead or Alive doesn't work, and apparently that's a well-known game that just won't work on the Xbox anymore. It just dies. And then a few other ones, like the one of the Jet Set radios. I forget the exact title. Jet Set radio that came out on the Xbox.
Future.
That won't work. Future. Thank you, Kevin. You might know a thing or two.
I know video games.
As it turns out, I find this like theory forum on like there's no evidence to back up the claim.
Sick.
But
Sounds
some
like the
person
internet.
goes, yeah, but I'm like, it's all adding up to my issue. So I'm not the only one. It is this guy's theory, and he even says that he goes, he can't prove this, but 2 coincidences, 3 coincidences, 4. It's not a coincidence anymore, at least not in his case. There's 3 DVD drives in your original Xbox. There's the Thompson, there's the Samsung, and then there's I think a Toshiba one or whatever.
Yes.
We'll go with Toshiba just for the sake of continuing. So the Thompson one is on record being the worst DVD drive and will just decide to stop working whenever it feels like it.
Cool.
Not that it's actually dying, it just doesn't work anymore. It just won't feel like reading discs. And more often than not, if the game is a later release title for the console, the Thompson can't handle the data being put out on the disc.
Really?
Which doesn't sound like technologically that doesn't make sense, because it's just a laser reading a disc, right? So there's got to be more moving parts to the issue. But regardless, I put in games that came out like past a certain date. This Thompson drive will not read it.
Nice.
But Halo, one of the original ones, no problem. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And none of these games are scuffed or scratched or anything. Now, there is such thing as disc rot. Right? I've had that happen with a couple Dreamcast titles specifically. But I basically ordered a Samsung, the best one, the one that came out for the later models, and you just swap them out. You just pop open the top of the Xbox and swap out the DVD drive like a Lego, right? Not hard. So we'll see if that works. It only ran me about $15, so yeah, it's cheaper than buying a whole new Xbox, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
So I'll get it probably before the next podcast, and we'll see if it works, and I can continue playing Curse of Darkness.
The best Castlevania, some would say. Symphony of the Night, never heard of it.
Symphony of the Night, never heard of it.
Never.
Ha.
Yeah, and then I watched all of the Witcher series on Netflix, which was a good series, but was really confusing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm up to episode 6 on it.
It was the 2 timeline thing. Just it goes over a lot of people's head. I bring it up, they're like, "Wait, what?" And I'm like, "How many episodes are you in?" I'm like, "You should have noticed by now that there's 2 timelines going on."
Right.
And I actually think there might be more. There might be one of them might be a little out of order even in it. I don't know. It's very confusing and a little too quickly paced in the beginning.
Oh, dude, those first 3 episodes, I'm like, I don't know what is happening when, ever, and I can't confirm if these 2 are the same character.
Yeah, it was very fast, and episode 2 just felt like felt out of place out of the whole series. I don't know, but
yeah, it flip-flopped between the timelines too much, and you can't really put the pieces together until like I would say episode 5 is when I just went, oh.
Yeah, it's probably about there too. It was one of them. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's asking a lot of your audience to put like 5 hours into a show, and then you go, I get it now, I think.
Yeah, and especially since it's rewarding to those who read the books and everything, because they know what's going on. Because I asked my friend at work, he's like, "Oh yeah, I knew this was gonna happen." He's like, "Well, episode 2 they went too fast," but he's like, "I think they did all that just to get all the characters there quickly, and got their backstories and how they got involved with The Witcher, I guess." But I'm like, you could have easily fleshed that out with flashbacks or some other way of doing it.
Yeah, because The Witcher, what's his, Geralt,
Geralt, yes.
Yeah, Geralt, his emotional connection to that very first witch he comes across, that the other wizard wants him to kill her. Like, I'm like, this affected him how? I mean, it seems to me they met like once for a week.
Yeah.
True.
They met just that one time at the river, they had a conversation, and then that was it. And then they fought. Like, okay. And many decades later, he's still choked up about it.
Listen, man. Feelings, okay?
Yeah, well. He doesn't have any. He's a witcher.
He does. Like, he feels like he wants to bang Yennefer.
Well, I mean... Post wizardry Yennefer, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he's fully lacking of emotions like most Witchers. I think he has some.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. But anyways, yeah, that was a fun series. I liked the Bard. He was a good character. He was a good guy. That his little song went viral there for a little while. That was cool.
Apparently, they put it in Witcher 3 now.
Oh, they did?
Oh, yeah?
I heard that they patched that in, and apparently you can play with Henry Cavill's face.
Oh, that is great.
So
that's awesome.
Good. I like that.
Now, did I read what I read correctly, that the company that originally owned the Witcher rights didn't see it as a valuable property, so then the developers of The Witcher got the rights and then sold it to Netflix, and now it's super popular. It's making more money now than it ever did.
Yeah, kind of. So I guess how they license things in Poland is it's not like a royalty thing. I guess you have the option to just upfront take a sum of money. So I guess in Poland the guy was like, whatever, it's not going to go anywhere, so I'll sell it to you for this much. Then CD Projekt took it, and then it made more money. Now then the author was like, hold the fuck up. Remember that time? That's my property. And now CD Projekt's like, no, fuckface. Like, we already did this. It's like, yeah, but, like, my property. So the last I heard, CD Projekt kind of tossed him a coin, if you will. It was like, here's a little more money. Shut the fuck up. And the guy was like, well, I have no legal standing in court because we agreed to this, so I guess I'll take this. So pretty much CD Projekt is like, I guess we'll send you some pennies, young man. So, moral of the story is believe in yourself, you know?
Here's a value of plenty, Poland.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, so,
I love it so much.
They just got Witchered.
It's the Simpsons lessons.
Yeah.
If things don't go your way, just keep complaining till your dreams come true.
Yeah. He didn't get as much as he, like, in American ways would get for the royalties, but they gave him something to be like, whatever, peasant. Here. It's enough to keep him there.
Go away.
Yeah, pretty much go away money is what they gave him.
It's making it sound like a homeless person.
Yep.
All right, Kevin.
Hey.
Why don't you round us out this beginning with what you've been playing, and then we can move on.
Oh, don't tell me to live my life. So I had 2 weeks off from work, which was nice, but not because I get way too many days off as it is with this whole weather thing. So I kind of just decided I'm just going to keep spinning that randomizer and seeing what I played. And then I didn't, because our Game of the Month Club, like, they're playing BioShock and Final Fantasy VII this month. I've played both of those. So I was like, let me run through the list and see what game I missed. And for some reason, Dead Space 2 is on there. But I never played Dead Space
2, not the first one?
I don't know. Somehow that got voted. But I never played 1. So I went back, played 1, and that might be my favorite horror game of all time now. Sorry, Evil Within.
It's up there.
Right.
Yeah, it's fucking good. Because I always say, I don't understand why horror games are, like, obliged to be, like, just giant puzzle games that make no sense. I don't see why they all have to do that, but, like, Dead Space and Evil Within don't do that. And,
well, if they didn't have puzzles, they'd just be walking simulators.
Well, they're not, because Dead Space is a cool-ass fucking horror shooter game. So,
Don't put a good game like Dead Space in with Evil Within.
Fuck off! I like Evil Within. Suck my dick, 3DO lover. Anyway, so then we move on. I don't know. I thought the fun part of like cutting off limbs in that game was like just something to do other than blindly shooting enemies. Like you have to strategically spin the laser cutter to cut off the limbs you want. The Ripper. I wish that thing had a little more range, but I loved the DPS of like hold the blade and just like casually rip the blades off enemies and go, haha, you suck. And I don't know, I love that game, and for stupid people like me who can't pay attention to anything in life, pressing R3 to be like, go here next, dumbass, I was like, thank you. I know where to go.
Oh, I love those mechanics in
best
games. Feature
in that game, because I'd turn around, I'd be in a room and be like, which door did I come in? And I'd be doing a Geralt like, fuck. There I go. So
it's like the map in the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
You just go, oh my god, I love this so much.
Yeah, I gotta play the remake, because maybe it'll make me like Resident Evil 2. Because, again, obtuse puzzle game for no reason.
And so, you can get through... Well, so, the great thing about... Well, okay, just... Yeah, more Dead Space. Dead Space, awesome, I agree. But yeah, the remake of Resident Evil 2 is... Everything's improved upon. I think you'd like it, Kevin. And it's like $20 now.
I almost got peer pressured into buying it last night, but I should probably not waste my money right now. Weddings and stuff. So, there's that.
Well, it'll be forever $20 from this point forward.
Well, yeah, I know it's going to get cheaper. That's why I'm not really in a rush.
So I won't be getting Resident Evil 3 remake right away. I'm just going to do what I did with I'll play it at a friend's house, right?
Right.
Or just play the original again. But I'm just gonna wait till Halloween again when it goes on sale for $20.
Well, see, that was the other bad timing of the Resident Evil 2 remake, because like the day after I beat Resident Evil 2 on PS1, they announced the remake. I was like, well, fuck me then. Like, I ain't gonna do that. So bad timing at that end. And then the other big 2 games I played is one Bayonetta 2, which is just anime the fucking game, by the way.
How did it feel to punch God?
I kicked God, thank you. And then I also whipped him and then spanked him. Bayonetta's kind of sexy. The only thing I don't get about that game is that her clothes are her hair. In the first game, that made sense, because like she had the big hair that kind of tied into it all. I don't understand how it works in the second game when she cut her hair. Doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, it's weird.
Big bush hair.
Well, it still is... Well, she put on her spandex, right?
Right, as you do.
And she cut her hair, but she still has the hair powers.
Logic, right. I'm not trying to look for logic in Bayonetta, to be fair.
Yeah, you don't need to. You punched God in the first one, so...
Yeah, look, that game is crack. It's fun just to pretty much autoplay itself. Like, just keep doing combos, you'll kill something. Just keep going.
You know what drove me nuts about the first game, though?
What?
The final boss fight in the... Was it a volcano?
Something like that.
I think it was the volcano. There was lava everywhere.
Right.
It was just, I don't know, I just really had so much issues. It was like the difficulty just spiked threefold.
Right.
Just for that fight.
So yeah, and Bayonetta
I get
2,
it, it's a final boss fight, but holy fuck, that was hard.
Yeah, this game I found way easier. The
second one?
Yeah, the only thing I can really complain about is that, like, I almost had this problem with Devil May Cry, where, like, the level design is kind of just like, I was in a city, now I'm in a purgatory hellscape, now I'm in a different hellscape, a church for some reason, and I feel like we just got one place to the other, like, for no reason, really. Like, there was no connection of why we went from this place to the other place. So, I don't know. I kind of have that issue with, like, Devil May Cry and, like, a lot of hack and slashy games. Haha.
Yeah, we'll definitely get there.
But other than that game's really fucking good. That was an A-tier game, by the way, guys, you know. My tier list.
I got no problem with that. I got no problem with that ranking. So, Speaking of rankings, are we as a podcast going to keep a tier ranking of all the games we play in 2020?
That seems like a you project. But yes, we should.
So we should end each podcast with kind of as a consensus of what it should be ranked as.
Do we take it as like an average? Like if I say A and then you say like F and then Colin says like C, do we kind of work from there, you know?
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah, I like that. And, other game we played, just real quick. Mega Man X5. Fucking gameplay-wise, great game. story-wise, fucking stop, Mega Man. Just stop. Stop trying to make this anime as fuck. I got to X5 and it was like, there's a rocket heading for Earth. And I went in that menu to see like what the rocket was, accidentally launched it somehow. And then like, oh no, well, this might affect the mission. It affected nothing about the fucking game, by the way. Like, I was like, why was this rocket plot needed? Nothing happened. It made it seem like the most dire thing.
Did you use the power of friendship?
I don't fucking know. Probably. He's a Mega Man. Who knows?
Did you believe in yourself hard enough?
I used the heart of the cards and I got somewhere, but like, things happened. But yeah, gameplay of X5, good. A little easy though. Like the X games kind of get real easy after 3. I don't know what that's about.
Fact, yeah.
Yeah, I did use Rookie Hunter mode in parts of Mega Man. That's the best part about those collections, because I feel like if I've done this part, I've already beaten it. I'm a Rookie Hunter mode it, I'm not going to die on the spikes, and I'm just going to keep zooming on by until I get to the part where I was. Because, Mega Man games can be unfair, and I accept that.
The Dark Souls tactic, yeah.
Yeah, fucking listen, I'm not playing your bullshit sometimes, I did this part. But yeah, Mega Man X5, that's a solid B-, still good. Got some issues.
So we're doing minuses and plus?
Well, so that was, speaking of which, that's the game that actually, this is just my list, that inspired the plus-minus thing, because I was like, it's not really a C, it's a B, but, like, it's kind of in the middle there, like.
Should go by the German rank system, where it's 1 through 6.
Yeah. I thought it was just going to be yelling at every game and allowed
You just German. Got a number, that's it.
That doesn't make any sense. What's number? Is this Achtung? Oh, okay. Got it. Sorry, sir.
Gesundheit?
No, I said Achtung.
Oh,
attention.
Okay.
Yeah, I took German once.
Yeah, once, okay.
Yeah, well, that's as far as I got, Take what you can get from me.
Alrighty.
Oh.
I guess I'll play the Mega Man music and we can move on.
Oh, I'm playing Dragon Quest 4. Anyway.
4, not 5?
I'm going. I really want to pick that. Okay, now I'm done.
All right, you guys talked through the entire drop, but that's okay.
Yeah, you're a drop. We can't hear it go on. You know that, right?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. What the hell? You got to start playing the drops so we can start hearing them.
Yeah,
so figure that out.
Maybe fucking do that.
That's so much like unnecessary things I have to add.
I have to put production value in my podcast.
Look, we're not live streaming this anymore. It doesn't affect it.
Well, first of all, why?
And the audience would hear it. You guys can't, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, maybe
it really matters in the end. The audience.
Maybe I'll start putting random drops in mine.
Yeah.
You won't even know.
Here's my fart drop. Nice.
Hey, we don't need to mimic everything Tessa Blanchard does.
Whoa. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I heard about that part, too. Gross. Anyway.
Joey, Colin. So there's a female wrestler, and it came out. She had a big controversy yesterday.
We talked about this in the beginning.
I know, but one of the ones that came out was she apparently took a dump and recorded her taking a dump and put it on a big like wrestling forum.
Oh no!
What?
It was like the greatest story yesterday. It made me laugh.
I'm really glad like that was like the other big takeaway on it. Giant racist also pooped for audio. Weird. Like Tessa Blanchard,
possibly racist thing. Also, she pooped.
Maybe that was her strategy to be like, all right, I'm gonna be a super racist, but also if I throw this like pooping on audio thing, people will focus more on that.
Shit, human being takes a shit.
Whoa, puns!
Oh, that is awesome.
Sounds like a South Park storyline.
Hell yeah!
Possibly shit human being takes a shit. You know what? I'm gonna go on Twitter and do that right now.
Was it confirmed that she took the shit, or is it possible she took a shit too?
No. It was the poop was definitely confirmed.
You're also forgetting the part that someone paid her to do it because like that was kind of like a weird fetish thing.
What?
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, she was a part like at the early stage of her career. She was doing this like POV wrestling thing on a porn site.
Yeah.
Oh,
or you can find it on porn sites. Something like that.
I had to
it's a big fetish thing that she used to do.
I had to research it for reasons.
Possibly shit human being
Like, he's not even going to credit you for
Takes
this
a
joke.
shit.
You know that, right?
Joey.
Oh, there you go. Nice. I'm glad you got the credit you deserve.
Yep, that's my biggest achievement in my life.
That's it. We're going viral,
It
boys.
is now out there on the internet, but on my Twitter.
Joey,
At BowlingJD, RedLeafRetrocast.
Joey, what's your Twitter so we can get you the credit you deserve?
We'll see. If it gets traction, I'll try to get the credit. But I mean, if it goes south, that's on JD.
2021. Podcaster Bowling JD steals joke from co-host. Takes all credit. There's your scandal,
Takes
motherfucker.
all credit, but the tweet says Joey. Nope, takes all credit.
Takes all
now toss
credit.
a coin to your Witcher.
Internet said he's a piece of shit, so I gotta believe it, you know?
All right. So just a small topic I was just thinking about yesterday because I was playing a game that I'll get to talk to you about here in a second. It is the retro style made games for retro consoles in the modern era, right?
That was specific.
So like we know the pixel art games, trying to emulate the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, the NES, Shovel Knight, Axiom Verge, sequel coming in 2020, by the way.
Whoa.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Getting released for the Wii U, right?
Yeah, of course. Bloodstained. But every once in a while, these games that are made like this have carts come out for the old consoles themselves. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Pierre Solar was kind of one of the first ones. That's an old RPG, came out on the Sega Genesis. They even made it for the Sega CD of all things.
That was a waste
There's
of
a
time.
lot of games that get developed and made for the Dreamcast of all things. There's some, especially the side-scrolling shooters. So,
yeah.
Do we like these games that come out like this? The Bloodstained, the Axiom Verge, the Shovel Knight?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love them.
You guys got a favorite that has come out like this?
What did I just buy? Wait, so do they have to have like a release on an old console to count or no?
No. But it's just the topic of when they release on the old console. How good would it have to be to justify you paying like the extra $20 to get a physical copy? For that old console?
I won't. There's no point. I don't care enough. Like Coffee Crisis came out on Switch and Genesis. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's $10 on Switch, but you could get $60, pay for a cartridge on the Gen. I don't fucking care. Suck my dick. It's $40 I need to save.
Well, if it's $10, what I'm saying is usually the physical copy will run you $10 to $20 more.
Yeah.
Just to get on the old one. So you're just getting that physical copy. You see that with even games that come out on Switch when they get a physical release. If it's coming out at the same time, it'll be $10 more. The Nintendo tax, if you will.
Yeah.
But if it comes out like a year later or 6 months or whatever, it's usually the same release price as digitally.
Right.
Just kind of what I've noticed as a trend.
Yeah, I'm not into buying a physical copy so much anymore just for space reasons. But like especially if it's cheaper, like I got a cartridge, like I don't care anymore. Like I'm over it. Especially because they're normally just bait for resellers to be like, I have bought the limited run game. Suck my penis, everybody. And I will sell it to you for $61. Like, no, I don't care. You know?
Yeah, the only one I would consider doing it for is Rogue Legacy, but I don't have a console, and then I would just do it just for the nostalgia of playing on a console, but if it's like that much more money, then I don't see the point. I'll just emulate it on my own console and just try to make it feel like it.
It's just not. It's not worth it to me personally.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm in the minority then, because if I like a game a lot, and because these are always like really small developers that do this too, I like pitching in another like $20 their way. I feel like I'm contributing, making me feel better. But also, I love physical copies, and these games just really, really hit home. I like Shovel Knight in particular. I first got it on the 3DS, and then I think it was like a year later or something, it came out on the Wii U. And I went, I must have that. because then
I thought it was
just a lot of the other factors, playing on a big screen, all that kind of thing. Same thing with Axiom Verge. I think I got a free Steam copy, and then it came out on Switch physically, but it was still only like $20. Like, yeah, I'll get Axiom Verge. It's a good game. So there was a new game that came out. It was originally on Kickstarter, and then it officially came out from Bitmap Bureau. Okay? And it got a physical release, but not in retail. What they did was they just sold it on their own site, on their own website, and they're out of England. And in this case, it was what they did was they put it at $50, and then it would cost $10 shipping, so it's a $60 game. And since it's a brand new game in 2019, and they put it on Sega Genesis, or you can buy it, I think it's $30 on PSN, Xbox Store, Switch. It's on all those, and it's called XenoCrisis. Are you guys familiar with Smash TV? That video game, the twin stick shooter?
I love Smash TV.
Not really.
Love it.
Oh, sounds familiar.
Okay. So, for the sake of you guys knowing what I'm talking about, just type in YouTube Let's Play XenoCrisis or something as I talk about it. And then you guys can give me your thoughts on what you see. So I'm very curious if this style of game, because Shovel Knight's an adventure game, Axiom Verge is Metroid, Bloodstained is Castlevania, right? Very popular genres. And I use those three in particular because of their high quality and how they came out.
Ooh, this looks good.
So
what's the song? Xbox One, PS4. Oh, everything. Okay.
Yeah, it's on everything. And I actually spent the extra I spent $20 extra to get the Genesis version, and it looks exactly the same, like quality-wise, as it is on the modern consoles. Ooh. Just a lot of the colors are higher because of the modern consoles, but I really like the old the colors available on the Genesis comparatively. Just make it seem more gritty. That's the Genesis thing. But anyways, so XenoCrisis is a twin stick shooter like Smash TV. But if you are thinking to yourself, well, wait a minute, the Sega Genesis doesn't have analog sticks. As a D-pad and 6 buttons, right?
It's like Robotron, but much more advanced.
Yeah, so it's there's 6 levels, 6 stages, each culminating with a giant boss that takes up the whole screen. So everything you like about retro, like super bosses, right? The first boss is like a giant amorphous blob like Cartman with the Trapper Keeper. The second boss is this like metal snake that looks exactly like the final boss in Onimusha Warlords, which we'll get there. It's pretty wild. And so the way the controls work, and I'm like, how is this going to work? So picture the 6-button controller of the Genesis, right? 3 on top, 3 on the bottom. Well, they map it out to where ABXY is your second analog stick, and that's how you shoot. Right? So X will be left, Y will be up, A will be down, B will be right. And it took me 20 minutes, I would say, so a good like first couple runs before it finally started clicking in my head that to become natural. So it definitely was an unnatural feeling at first. And then surprisingly enough, it just started clicking, and I was just going at it. The one issue I had with this control scheme with the old controller is use the C button to dodge roll, and that is super important. Once you get to, of course, it's stage 3, so the game goes by the rule that, hey, your first 2 levels are kind of, get you in the mood, treat you right, maybe takes you out to dinner, and then the third game, yeah, I expect to have sex before bed. So it kicks your ass. So level 3, you get past that. That's a dune stage, and It's called Dune, right? And there's sand creatures coming out. It's really cool. So every level feels super different. The game looks utterly amazing. The music is so on point. It's just awesome, right? I highly recommend this game. The thing is, it came in the mail like 4 days before Christmas. So I'm like, well, I'll open this on Christmas. But then when Mom was here, I couldn't just bust out the Genesis. We were too busy watching Witcher.
I mean, you could be like, Mom, do you remember this? And she'll be like, no, I don't remember that. I'd be like, God damn it.
She doesn't remember the Genesis.
You're not my real mom.
She didn't buy me one when I was a kid. So I finally got to play it after she had gone home, and I've just been addicted to this game. And this weekend I was going to devote so much time to Onimusha Warlords, but we'll get there. Things happen. So then I just went back to XenoCrisis. I've been trying to beat this game on hard difficulty. So it has 2 levels, the Mega Man levels, easy and hard. So it goes old school in that. And there's also a big cheat menu. So you can have infinite lives, infinite continues, all kinds of things if you want to just have a super casual playthrough. So I love that too. Because there was a time I was just like, I want to play XenoCrisis, but I don't want to get mad or frustrated at any point during this. I just want to play the game. Kind of like If you put infinite lives in Metal Slug.
Yeah.
You just go through it and kill everything, and you're just like, I'm having a great time. Where's my scotch? So, have you guys seen the videos, and what do you think about the look of the game?
Looks pretty badass. I think I might check it out myself.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting.
I want.
You want?
I want.
Yeah, and the levels are more or less randomly generated, too.
Huh. Neat.
So every playthrough feels like a roguelike, but it all culminates in the same final boss. So I guess it's kind of like a top-down shooter. Binding of Isaac, I guess? In that realm of how it looks and plays.
Yeah, that and Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah, probably closer to Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah, that's probably, but yeah, that's much better comparison. So you shoot enemies. You can run out of bullets via Metal Slug style, so you lose your weapon. You collect dog tags when you kill enemies, implying that these aliens ate all of the army people, right? And so once you complete a stage, you go to a store, and the store allows you to upgrade certain things by using the dog tags that you collect.
That's so dark.
You can increase your health, increase the power of your weapons, increase your grenade power, etc. It's really cool. It gets you to develop different strategies. I am in love with this game. If I had played this in 2019, but it came out so late that it just couldn't make the list, this would definitely be in my top 15 games of 2019. Like, it's so much fun.
Neat. I'll check it out after the cast.
Yeah, it's such a weird, like, the arena shooter genre, that is not something that you would associate with someone going on Kickstarter and trying to make a buck out of it, you know? It's always going to be kind of the more adventure titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was really out of the box. I really took a chance on it. I actually came across it via Twitter, of all things, with just a couple fellow retro gaming guys that follow the podcast, and they go, "Have you heard of this?" And I go, "No." I'm looking into it. I go, "This looks awesome. Christmas present to myself."
Nice.
Yeah. Not unlike Me Bowling, the $2.99 is my second game in 2020. So, yeah, that was a good time. Kevin, you watch AEW, right? Kevin? Did he disappear?
No, I said I got to pee in the Discord, but clearly nobody checked it, so I just ran back with my pants down. Hold on.
Well, I'll talk while he's doing his thing.
Okay.
I thought of a retro game I would want to get a physical copy of, or like retro style game, Freedom Planet.
Oh yeah, that would be cool, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's got Genesis style graphics, Although with voice acting and such, if it were to play on an actual Genesis, it would be probably pretty slow. But if physical copies existed of it, I would get one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of those. Imagine playing Rogue Legacy on like a Super Nintendo. You know?
Yeah, it'd
be kind of fun.
It'd be still just as hard.
Yeah, that game is very difficult.
It is until it
sure
isn't.
Is.
Like once you get over a part, it gets kind of easy. But then, then you can get yourself back in a corner if you keep beating it too many times, and it gets hard again.
Mm.
Yeah, I saw this one YouTube video about roguelikes, and the guy said he didn't really like Rogue Legacy as much as other roguelikes like Spelunky, because he feels like Rogue Legacy isn't really a true roguelike so much as just one big grind.
Right.
Because with a true roguelike, you'd start at square one each time.
I mean, Rogue Legacy is literally a roguelike, though. You die and you lose. Every roguelike has skills you keep the whole time, don't they?
Not everyone. The game I was playing, Tome, you don't keep anything, but you can unlock new classes and races. And every dungeon you enter is random, so that one is really hard. But, I mean, some of them you do carry things, some of them you just start fresh completely without anything.
Wow. It's called Tome, Joey?
Yeah, I mean, it's Tales of...
Tome?
That you can look it up there, because that's what everyone calls it, because it's Tales of Maj'Eyal. It's Maj'Eyal.
I love the Tales games.
I'll just look up Tome.
Yeah, it's on. I think it's only on PC, but it came out 2012, and they're still adding things, and it's just
wow.
There's even a roguelike version where you get one life, and you die, you're done, and I can't even get there because I'm terrible on adventure.
I have heard of this game.
I can only get to my highest is level 28, and I thought I was doing good, and then my game ended because I died a couple times. So
it's out on Linux.
It's a very grueling, painful game, but yeah, Rogue Legacy is a roguelite. Not essentially a roguelike game. It has a lot of things of it, but yeah, it's just slightly different. But
whatever.
If you want to be extreme, I think it's good enough. Like that's the kind of roguelikes I like.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a physical of those though, so that's cool. Of Rogue Legacy. I don't know what old game I'd want a physical copy of that I don't. Maybe. No, that Bloodstained game did get a physical.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, it comes in a cool NES box too.
But I don't think it originally was.
No, it didn't at all. But you know what's like annoying? This is a little tangent I have. I hate the fucking like super egotistical retro collectors who are like, I will buy a digital game. I don't. No, because then I can't play it whenever I want. I'm like, well, you don't know how the internet works. Because yes, you can't. No, I will not support digital. But then they'll fucking bitch and moan that a game's not getting a physical release because it didn't sell enough digital copies. I'm like, well, you're the fucking problem, guy. Like, there's small developers. You want to help them out or not? No, I will not support this.
No,
I can't support digital media.
You know, I was shocked Sonic Mania didn't originally come out with a physical copy. It was digital only, and I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna have a physical.
Oh, it did, and it will.
It did and eventually, yeah.
I think Celeste did too for the Switch.
I think that was limited only though, limited run.
Ah,
yeah. Otherwise, I would have gotten one as well. No, you're right. I think it was like 3 years later it came out with a physical release. Might have to get me a Celeste, but yeah, Celeste is a great example. Fuck, playing Celeste on the Genesis, that'd be awesome.
I still have to beat the DLC. But I have to be at my top mental game in order to do so, because it's hard as shit. Unfortunately, I got lots of other stuff I need to focus on. Like after this podcast, I got to change my car's oil.
Oh, I got to do that too, actually.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Would have done it yesterday, but it was pouring rain all day long.
Oh, bummer. Okay, so we're all fanboying out there. Let's see. Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, I was playing a drop. Good old RNC.
I was like, why are you talking about Ratchet and Clank? Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah, that's a fun game. I agree.
I was like, why are you randomly throwing it out there? That's not on the agenda. That's not a retro game. When did the first one come out?
My favorite roguelike. Yes.
Kevin, why are you a million miles away from the microphone?
Because I got up to go take care of something, and then I'm now
get
sitting.
Closer to the microphone.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Oh, I'm sure they love that sound.
Ooh, is it Ratchet and Clank? The first one came out in 2002?
Probably. 2002. We've done Going Commando. I don't think we've played any other retro.
I go Commando all the time.
We played the first one.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So you already got it covered.
I don't know. I'm confirming this right now.
It goes in our New Millennium platformers.
Oh, you're right. We've played 1 and 2. Well, good thing there's more than 2.
There's Up Your Arsenal. Where did that come out?
2003, I think?
2004.
So this year at some point it will be eligible.
Yeah, November 3rd. God damn it.
No! It's already, eligible.
It is?
Yeah.
15, not 16 years. Ah, hooray!
Happy New Year! Woo!
Alrighty.
Alright, so our theme today was my pick. It is hack and slash. Now, something when we were coming across picking these games, I have a theory. Besides Golden Axe and like Legendary Axe, coincidence that both those games are axe games.
It's almost like you can hack and slash with an axe or something.
Yeah, almost. Did the beat 'em up series more or less evolve into what we now know as the hack and slash genre?
No, it just meant you're holding a weapon now. That's literally the only difference. Don't lie to me.
Yeah, it's an offshoot. I mean, there's more combos than a beat 'em up. But
are they,
yeah,
though?
It's just I don't know, maybe.
You don't get beat 'em ups anymore. It's always going to be a hack and slash. You got to have weapons in the hand.
Why use a fist when you can? No, you're wrong. Fist of the North Star, Ken's Rage.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's got to be a few that have come out. Like that genre is not gonna die. It's gonna be very limited of games, but
I know Streets of Rage 4 is coming out at some point this year.
Does that game still look bad?
Probably.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Oh,
Raging Justice.
There was 3 beat 'em ups in 2019: River City Girls, 9 Monkeys of Shaolong, and Power Rangers Battle of the Grid.
That's a fighting game. That doesn't count.
Yeah. I played River City Girls. It was okay. So yeah. Anyways.
Oh, Yakuza. Beat 'em up.
I guess there's a lot more to it than that, though.
GTA if you don't have any weapons on.
I don't know if that qualifies. Anyways,
it counts.
So a lot of these games involve swords
and axes,
and various
some spears.
My first my game pick was Onimusha Warlords. I have been staring at this game for fucking ages. I know there's at least 3 of them. It's always looked very interesting. I think I got this for like $2, and it just went into the collection. I'm like, cool.
As you do.
Came out on the PS2 and Xbox. January 25th, 2001 was its release. Came out a year later on the original.
It also came out on the PlayStation 4, so this game's not technically eligible.
Yes, it had a remastered re-release.
I'm just saying, if we're playing by the rules,
last year.
You know.
It originally came out in 2001 on the PS2, and that's what I played it on.
What if a nerd?
It came out a year later for the original Xbox. Developed and published by Capcom. Game clocks in around 5 hours. I beat it 4.5. So I was like, hell yeah, awesome. Yes, this game was super short. I was about to play this game all weekend. You know, I'm like, okay, I got like 8 hours I can mess around. Friday night, video game night. I beat it by like 8 o'clock. I'm like, Jesus, game's over already?
You're like, hell yeah, worth all the $60. Or $50 back then,
well,
right?
That's the thing. Imagine paying $60 for this when it first released, and you're done in like 4 hours.
So I can, because...
It's like, dude.
Because
you did it?
No. Because if you didn't know, this was supposed to be Resident Evil 4 at one point. Mm-hmm. And Resident Evil games are
that was in the Wikipedia?
Yeah, well, no, I knew this before, because I don't Wikipedia. Anyone can edit that, and I didn't just write that for the podcast before this. But anyway... Yeah, no, the Resident Evil games are short, and
Wait. So this one was also supposed to be a Resident Evil game, like Devil May Cry was also supposed to be a Resident Evil game.
Yep.
Did we by accidentally play games that used to be kind of Resident Evil? Is that
yeah,
the genre
way to
now?
I think JD's just trying to make us play Resident Evil games secretly because it knows I'm not a giant fan of them. Yeah, secretly. So I'm not shocked it was short.
Yeah, I was so shocked, and I was very much enjoying myself. You are a samurai named Samanosuke. This is taking place like during the era of Nobunaga fucking up Japan, taking it over,
as you
feudal lord style. And there's some massive cutscenes in here that just look that range from it's a basic cutscene to a extremely high rendered. Look how awesome we are at doing this scene.
The PS2 classic, some would say.
Yeah, it fluctuated, which I didn't mind. I was just like, wow, that was a really pretty looking cutscene. That was a good cutscene. Wasn't as pretty as the other one, though. That's what I was thinking. So the game begins with that very long, awesome one. Nobunaga dies, right? And Samanosuke, your main character, he's just kind of up on the hill going, sucks to be him.
Oh, okay.
and he has a cute little ninja girl partner.
No, that's why you picked this game. Got it.
Oh, of course.
I know you.
So then Samanosuke is kind of, I don't really remember much, but he, I guess he gets summoned to this one area and there's like demons and shit coming. So you're like, okay, that's weird. And almost immediately you come across this like skeleton demon dude who has kind of the, look at me. I'm a demon. I'm smarter than you.
And you guys notice these demons coming out of the ground? No, this is normal? No? Cool.
Really,
all right.
Yeah, really funny character. And Samanosuke just kind of stares at him. He's going, what the fuck is this thing in front of me? He's all talking at me in his lab, experimenting and shit. It's kind of low-key funny with a lot of it because it's reading notes and journals of this one artist that was following something around. But it's really funny because the artist is like bleeding out, and yet you're going through various parts of this castle area, and he's still bleeding out. And he's like, I don't know how much time I've got left.
That is my least favorite part in games.
You cut to and then you cut to this other area of the castle, which you go, that took me a while to get to. This guy's been bleeding out the whole time, and he goes, I don't know how much time I got left.
I never got that in games. If you ever read a journal entry, it's like, I've been bitten by the zombie. I don't know how much time and it's like somebody wrote out the words, yeah, that'll be my final note. All right, guys, later. Like,
you gotta make sure you do that.
Yeah, who wrote out
So, did you imagine the suicide note you leave if you like flip your Corvette when you're like 85?
Yep.
And you wrote a note to be in the car, and you go, I'm going down the road 80 miles an hour in my Corvette.
Yeah. That's a Monty Python shit right there. The castle of
Yeah, I get it if it's like an audio clip, but there's so many times, especially in like a Resident Evil, where it's like, I've been bitten, I'm turning, I'm like, how do you spell guys? Is it 3 U's?
3 U's, a G you gotta throw in there, a couple H's.
Okay, makes sense.
UGHG. That's ugh.
Oh, yes, got it. Microsoft Word didn't pick this one up, sorry.
Yeah. So this game so basically you're running around hack and slashing the demons, upgrading your swords. You find orbs as you do.
Crackdown.
So Samanosuke gets like the shit kicked out of him, and then he has like a fever dream, and he gets this gauntlet. Okay, so whatever, video game reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gauntlet of Ogres, and grants him the power to suck up souls, and that's your orbs that you use to power up your sword and the orbs themselves, so you can unlock doors. And in this case, it's just like Resident Evil with the fixed camera, a little bit of the tank controls going on. They're much more fluid than other Resident Evil games, because you're not stopping and turning. Right, your character doesn't come to a stop. You're just constantly in a running flow.
Cool.
So that's really cool. So it's more like the Resident Evil remake on the GameCube and how that worked. So controls were really nice. Never had an issue with them. You can hold the R1 button to juke around back and forth, left and right, avoid the enemies. So I only died twice in the entire game. That was when I was first getting a handle on the controls, and then the asshole second, not the final boss, the asshole before him. It was like his name was like Cliff or something. It was really lame. It really made me laugh out loud.
Classic
hard.
Boss name.
Oh my god, it was what was his name? Bear with me. Colin, Joey, what'd you guys think of Onimusha as I look up this guy's name?
I didn't manage to find a copy of this one. I could only watch like YouTube videos.
Oh.
But
Ooh, you can get
it looks pretty cool.
eBay.
I mean,
the remaster's on Steam for $20.
Yeah.
I don't have Steam right now.
Well,
It's
then.
on everything.
So pretty much Colin slacked off is what you're telling me, yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're saying.
Fucking Colin.
Not
Poured too much time to Subnautica.
Yeah, I get that.
All right, I found his name. His name's Marcellus.
That's like slightly better.
It's slightly better than Cliff.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, like the creepy skeleton dude. He just disappears. By the way, we never see him again. He just goes, "Come fight my greatest creation." Here's Marcellus. I'm just like, Marcellus, okay. It really came across as,
man.
it really came across as he was just going, "Here's Cliff." This guy kicked my ass big time. So yeah, there is a chest like right at the start, which I didn't see the first time. You get a medicine, and it's like, oh, cool. So the way the game lays out herbs and medicines is very well done. You always feel like you have that extra little boost of health to help you get through whatever next battle you come across. Because some of these enemies hit hard. You never find yourself really at full health unless you use a medicine or an herb. You're always at like 30 or 40%. So it gives you the sense of, I don't want to get hit more than once, otherwise I'll die. So that was cool. The environments, there was a couple that were really creepy, like the underground of the keep, with a bunch of skeletons and dismembered bodies. Eventually, the further you get, a lot of the bodies have parts of their souls just kind of hanging out of their corpse, and you can read what their final thoughts were. That was cool. Yeah, it's just really short, and it just made me want to play the second one so much, because it leaves it on a very lame, unsatisfying ending, I will say, where it's just, so Nobunaga, the demons want him to drink, I guess, the blood of a sacrifice or something or another, and that'll give him demon powers. And then the smart demons, the guy, he's like, I want to experiment on him, and I want to get this superpower because I guess the demons can't have it. So they're using this dude Nobunaga for their own plans. But I guess Nobunaga has his own plans. But anyways, you kill the final boss, and Samanosuke and Nobunaga are just kind of staring at each other while all the shit's blowing up. You're just like, that's it? And then it does the whole Kaede, the ninja girl, she went off and tried to find everybody, couldn't find Samanosuke. 14 years later, she died in war. I'm like, cool. It does it for all. The princess left the castle, and then she went on a vacation.
Didn't she die on the vacation?
Cool? No, she did not die 14 years later after vacation.
Pretty disappointing, actually.
Yeah, and then the game just ends. I'm like, oh. Okay, I guess.
Neat.
Random collectibles of fluorite. Never did figure out if they meant anything. They don't. Anyways. You can. If you're having a major issue with the game, there's a place called the Dark Realm you could go where you fight 20 floors of enemies. But the thing is, this is what I don't get about these, like, towers of enemies you have to go through. If you're not good enough at the game to get the super weapon, right? Then what's the point of having the super weapon? Is it just for the players that are so good and then they just want to get it?
To flex on everybody, really.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate weapon in Kingdom Hearts games. As soon as you've gotten it, you're so OP. And you've already cleared everything. It's like, why is it even in here?
Yeah, because a lot of games will make these super items so difficult to obtain that by the time you get it, like, there's no game left. First of all.
Yep.
Right? Like, none. And then, well, nowadays you have New Game Plus, so I guess you could use it that time. You would think they'd make it like available halfway through the game to get, and then it's optional, right? I don't know.
No, what you gotta do is you make the ultimate weapon in the first area of the game, but super hidden. In that way,
that'd be kind of cool.
Like it's
or you have multiple different ones,
or it's solely in like a not visible spot, but it's been like next to your character in the beginning, and you're just like, huh. Oh, wow, it was right here the whole time. Look at that.
Like the rocket launcher cheat in Resident Evil.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that cheat. It's so funny.
I like the tofu cheat in Resident Evil 2. Where you're a giant tofu with the...
Oh!
You play the game backwards as giant tofu. You can't die, but you can get really hurt.
So you just play as tofu and zombies want to eat you?
You start with a little knife and you just go around and start stabbing the zombies. You can't use guns though.
That reminds me so much of a cheat in Dead Space 2.
The foam finger?
Where yes. Literally you just point it forward and go bang, bang, pew, pew, pew. And it does so much damage. So funny.
I still think the king is in Red Faction, which one is it? Armageddon with the unicorn laser ass. Yeah, that's the best one.
Yeah, I've seen videos of that.
It's great because the unicorn's just
so funny.
As it like releases a laser. Like, this is oddly disturbing. I don't need this. Video games are great.
Yeah. Oh man.
So, Onimusha, there's a lot of like cool details in this game. So if you go to certain areas that you do with the because there's 2 points in the game where you switch to the ninja chick, and it feels it makes sense because the game sets it up where Samanosuke like falls into a well and he's knocked out. So then you switch to the ninja girl, and you because they get separated. Like, they meet each other, they have their past, they get separated. You're her again. There's a point where they work together, which wasn't jarring at all. There's a small puzzle section of the game that's only like half an hour, if it's even that long. And the puzzles, like, totally made sense. It didn't come across with the Resident Evil, like, go get the blue gem in the police station, and, there's a bigger secret kind of deal. This level of the castle has booby traps. Get past the booby traps and you can get to the other area of the castle, right? It all makes sense.
Sure.
I really liked Onimusha Warlords. I never felt there's no difficulty setting, so that could maybe get on people's nerves. There was a couple instances where I would get stun locked, but there's a little glitch in the game where you can stun lock enemies. So what you do is you hold R1 and you have the fire sword, and you just keep rolling enemies into the air. But you can only do that with the weaker enemies. So it was just a cool little spam thing that you could do.
So you cheated, got it.
Yeah. I really like this game. It was very satisfying. It only goes for about $5, so it's easily obtainable.
The only thing I didn't like was like the shitty camera. Other than that, I'm fine.
Well, it's a fixed camera.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, but then you're in some small rooms and there's 2 camera views, so you make a step back and all of a sudden you can't see any of the enemies. If you step forward, they're already right there on top of you. It's just, that was my main gripe, is the camera. It made the game feel clunky. But I mean, knowing that was a possible Resident Evil game, that's pretty much what they did around that time. It's just terrible. Well,
yeah, this was in that Resident Evil engine. So
yeah, That was the only downside. It felt just clunky with that. So.
And soon there will be a Onimusha remaster because Resident Evil, they love doing that.
Well, they did. They released the remake last year.
That was just a port though. I didn't think it was a remake.
It was a remaster. It was a remaster, not a remake.
It was?
Oh, yeah, it was a remaster, yeah.
Yeah, I watched some videos on that. The graphics look way better, but they still have the terrible cameras.
Hell yeah.
So
don't want to put too much effort in now.
It wasn't a total remaster.
Yeah. So if you want better graphics and the same game feel, I recommend doing the remaster. It actually looks pretty good. I contemplated buying it, but maybe I'll wait for it to go on sale. I don't want to throw $20 at it.
I mean, if you still have like a PS2 or something, $5. So
yeah, it's not too bad.
Or emulate it.
So $5 for a 4.5, 5-hour experience. This game was very, very much worth it. Again, I was just sad it was so short. That's a very common complaint with the game, and it does set up Onimusha 2 really well. Well, not really well because the ending was pretty lame. Because I guess they weren't too sure how well received this would have been, but it sold extremely well. And I will definitely be getting Onimusha 2 now, and hopefully we can play it on the podcast later with a different theme.
Cool.
Anybody else? So I passed this. I passed Onimusha. Quite easily.
I pass it. You pretty much covered, like, in depth, I may add, all the bases, so I have nothing to fucking talk about. But anyway, it was a good game. It's just I didn't really sit down and give it everything it needed because, again, I have that weird thing about Resident Evil games, but it's not so much puzzles, so I'll probably end up going back to it. Ooh, I burped. And I'll give it another shot, really, but it didn't suck me in. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll pass it.
I'll pass it too.
Hey,
from what I've seen.
Resident Evil 4 gets a pass. All right.
This is the first game in ages that I think I've picked that we've all passed.
It's not a 3DO game, so.
Yeah, I wonder why. It wasn't a terrible 3DO game, so you choose a game that doesn't suck, people might actually like it.
Crazy how that works.
I didn't know this game wasn't going to suck, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't 3DO, so we knew it wasn't going to like that. Just going in, we know it's going to suck without having to play it.
By contrast, it looks pretty great.
By contrast of past picks, this game looks way better.
Well,
there was a 3DO game we passed in the past.
No, did we or did JD?
I think we both. Well, it was Dragon's Lair.
No,
it was basically the arcade game put on the 3DO.
I ain't passing Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, Kevin.
I ain't passing that. That's not a game. It's a DVD menu.
A DVD menu. Well, I mean...
Am I wrong?
Not totally wrong.
Yeah, well, you know.
All right, Joey. Your pick for the podcast.
My pick, which is also on the same engine for Resident Evil, Devil May Cry. Came out in 2001. It's also Capcom, surprisingly. So it's a hack and slash, as it is the theme, but you get swords and guns, so that's a step up from just a samurai. I know. And first thing I want to say is the cutscenes are very cringe. At least to me, they are.
So they're great, is what you're saying.
I don't know how many times they mentioned that he's the son of the legendary demon. Like, they said it like 5 times in the first 2 minutes of the cutscene. And I'm like, okay, we get this.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Dante's the son of a legendary demon.
They're like, oh, because your father's powers. No, wait, you're greater. Like, everyone brings it up. I'm like, okay, all right, I get it. I get where these powers...
It's always in their dying laugh, too, so it's... Or dying moments. Oh! Who are... Oh, you're the legendary Demon King Sparta.
I would just... If I was Dante, I would just shoot him in between the eyes and be like, yes, I fucking know. Just fucking end him.
Yeah, so that was the lava spider, and then the bird does it. He's like, you too? I knew you were Sparta. You are... No.
You're greater.
Sparta. No, you're greater.
Like, it just... Like, that was just ridiculous. Like, so that's... I don't know. And this game was actually hard. I remember playing when it first came out and just kicked my ass with you, JD.
Yeah.
We just sucked at this game.
We were awful.
This game is the reason why I never wanted to play Dark Souls. Because this game was hard, and Dark Souls is supposed to be harder. And
Dark Souls is a bad game, to be fair.
So this game is very unforgiving. You just get caught by one combo of one enemy, and you can be like dead. It just you just have to play perfect or just get lucky sometimes. It's just ridiculous, but I still like it. It's still a lot of fun. I like the combos. I like a lot of things about this. I just really enjoyed it, minus the terrible camera angles that it comes with. So, but I think this game is really fun.
So there is a reason behind the camera, how the camera works in this game. So Onimusha came out. This just happened to work out perfectly. Onimusha came out in January of 2001. This game, Devil May Cry, came out in August of 2001. So they were kind of developed around the same time, but Onimusha was developed, just enough time before it, where the designer of Devil May Cry was playing Onimusha, and there was that bug that I spoke about with stun locking an enemy kind of in the air, and that was the inspiration for how the game mechanics would work in Devil May Cry. The camera was so Onimusha wasn't supposed to be a Resident Evil game. Okay, it just kind of delved into more of a samurai game, right? While Devil May Cry was supposed to be Resident Evil 4, but the Hideki Kamiya, was his name, the designer. He wanted to make Resident Evil into an action genre, so no more fixed cameras. That was like his brainchild, right? So instead, he utilized a dynamic camera. And if you read up on kind of, I have the it's actually in the strategy guide. You remember me having that thing, Joey?
Yeah.
Devil May Cry strategy guide?
Yep.
Okay. So in the strategy guide, there's like a little interview with Hideki Kamiya, how him and like 5 other dudes from Capcom went over to Europe to learn for like 6 weeks how a dynamic camera would work in creating a video game. And so think about, they have like a year to create this new concept of a game that's kind of never been done before with an action game. Because they've all been fixed cameras before this, right? Resident Evil, even Silent Hill to an extent, where it was one camera and then the whole screen will shift, as opposed to being in a single room and the camera moves all around. Almost Super Mario 64, but it moves with the character rather than you changing it, right? So you find yourself in Devil May Cry stuck behind pillars, or the camera's stuck behind a pillar. Maybe it's kind of focused somewhere where it shouldn't be. So that kind of explains why this seems very archaic. But when you kind of put it in context of this was a first draft of what dynamic camera controls were, pretty cool.
I guess.
Yeah, but in the first level, like first mission, when you're in that giant opening room, there's like 5 different camera angle switches for just one room, and it gets annoying at times.
It gets way better as the game goes on, because they got better with the camera.
Yeah, that's
pretty funny.
That's true, but that one is just, and it also has like the like the trademark era of you have the guy walking behind pillars, so of course they're gonna have to make it look like you're kind of hidden. Like, come on, just change the camera angle so I can see what's there.
No, he's gone. Ha 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 ha.
Object permanence, eh?
Ah.
So the when you were talking about how this developed, or a bug inspired this game, that's like a weird pattern in Capcom, because this is barely related, but that's how also combos got invented in fighting games. Did you know that? With Street Fighter 2.
Did not know that,
yeah.
But it makes sense.
Like in Street Fighter 2, I guess the original, they didn't plan for you to be able to like hit enemies in the air and air juggle, and then they were like, we'll call those combos. There we go. I made a new thing, guys. So it's weird how Capcom like keeps accidentally like making things.
Well, I mean, it's creating something good out of a mistake, basically, right?
Yes, Bethesda does it all the time. These are features, not bugs. Look at this.
Well, I mean, they're not like game breaking at all, really. Yeah. It's just something that they didn't anticipate. Think of Kevin. You watch AEW, right?
I do. I remember you asking me this earlier, as I tried to pee.
Yeah.
Pants are down. Floor is so wet.
Christopher Daniels, went splat on the mat, right?
Okay, he did.
And then they proceeded to, like, and everyone was busting balls, saying, you know, he's old and all this, and then they created a big long-term storyline just out of that.
Yeah.
So it's like the Capcom strategy. Oh, we can work with this.
Yeah, you just gotta make treasure out of trash, and I get that. But the one thing I gotta say about Devil May Cry, that everyone, when they talk about Devil May Cry, said it's like rock and roll, hack and slash, metal as fuck. When I played this game, I was like, yeah, there were like 30 seconds of that, and then it was a lot of walking around and kind of, where do I go next? And then I get in a room, and then this level is over in a minute. And then maybe like 2 minutes of rock and roll, death, and then nothing. Like, people overhype that part of Devil May Cry a lot.
Well, it got hyped up much more once 3 happened.
Yeah. But like
the first one here, it's just, it comes across as cool, right?
Yeah.
This I really thought it was the concept of cool. Like, Dante is a cool character. He's got like 80s type one-liners where they're like kind of witty but also kind of cocky.
He owns a bar.
Yeah, he owns a bar. You know, it has that like Dick Tracy film, Mysterious Woman Wanting the Private Eye.
Yeah.
Name's Trish, and he's just like sitting there with his feet on the table. He's like, "Yo, what do you want? Oh, you want me to kill some demons? Yeah, whatever."
Do you not want to bang, though?
I like the phone call. Like, why did he even answer? It's like, yeah, no, we're closed. Didn't say the password. I was like, what?
Don't ask questions. Shut up. I'm Dante.
That's how I'm gonna. That's gonna be my answering machine now. It's just gonna be Dante going, "No, we're closed. You didn't say the password. Get the fuck out of here, telemarketer."
Wow, and then they're gonna hang up the phone and go, "That guy's so cool and mysterious." Whoa.
He probably had the power of the legendary Sparta.
Whoa.
Because they never said it like normally. It was always, you, Sparta. Anyways.
They're going to hang up he must have the legendary power of Sparta. Oh, man, wow. Only that part they have to groan.
Yeah, it's always. I didn't find this as hard as I remember it,
no.
Joey. It was still hard, but not that hard. It wasn't like I'm going to pull my hair out on level 1.
Yeah,
because that's what we were doing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still hard.
I was just like, oh, well, here's a theory I have.
Uh-oh.
We'd never played anything like this before, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody. Nobody had.
It was fresh.
The idea of I can jump diagonally in the air, right? In a 3D plane, and I will dodge this attack. Oh. Well, how about that? Nowadays, I'm like, yeah, no problem, right? That's normalcy. But back then, I remember we were just kind of running around like, why can't we dodge anything? Yeah. I did find the boss fights actually kind of lame.
Yeah, they were.
Which I don't remember them being. But when you face the lava spider like 4 times, every other boss at least 3 times, especially when you get to, I guess, psychedelic LSD slug that you fight, it makes you fight them again in its little nightmare realm that it puts you in. I'm like, fuck, how many times am I gonna have to fight this fucking spider and bird? This is stupid.
You don't know what was really...
You're not even telling me I'm the legendary Sparta either.
Yeah,
they're just fighting me again.
You are the legendary Sparta. Don't worry. In my heart, you always are. But what's shitty about the boss fights? You do all these normal boss fights, and the game has taught you how to play and how to fight, and then the fucking end of the game is just like, nah, genre switch, bitch. Get fucked. I hated that.
Yeah, the other thing I noticed is the whole game is the concept of combos, right?
Right.
But the spider, this is just this is the greatest example of what a lot of these hack and slash ends up doing, is the spider, you can only attack him on the top, right? So the only attack you can really get to him by doing damage is jump, slash, jump away, jump, slash. So you're just repeating the same attack. That's the opposite of what the game's taught you.
Right.
You can still attack its face if it doesn't have its front legs protecting it. But in order to do any significant damage there, you gotta go Devil Trigger.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Because it'll knock you back really easily unless you're in Devil Trigger mode.
I think that was something we didn't know how to execute back then, Joey, was this Devil Trigger.
Yeah.
Never did figure that out.
I don't think we ever did.
Just hit L1.
Get fucked, JD. You're bad at games.
We're also like 11?
You can't
12?
be playing an M-rated game at 11. That's illegal.
This was actually the first M-rated game I ever owned.
Whoa. That's also
It was
illegal.
allowed to play at home.
That's illegal. Should Mom know?
Oh no.
It was the very first one because if I wanted to play Resident Evil, I had to go over to a friend's house and not tell my mom we're playing Resident Evil, that kind of stuff.
Your mom didn't know you were doing this, did she? You were like, "Oh, Devil May Cry is about like saving the world with God because the devil's
No,
crying."
she saw it was M-rated, and I'm like, please, I want Devil May Cry. It's Christmas time. Come on, I want this game. Okay, I mean you're turning 13 soon.
That's probably
Okay.
mature enough. Whatever. 13-year-olds are super mature.
Well, I think a part of her knew that this game was fucking hard, and I wouldn't be able to beat it, and I put it down and play more Twisted Metal instead.
Which is so much less violent. Good. Well, he's not committing homicide, but
explosions instead of
manslaughter.
blood.
That one's better.
Twisted Metal's only T for teen.
Oh, well, again, manslaughter, not homicide. Which sounds way cooler, by the way.
Homicide?
No, manslaughter. Like, fuck homicide. That doesn't sound as cool as manslaughter. Should change these laws.
Yeah, so the boss battles were probably the most disappointing part, because I was really falling in love with this game again. So I just played Devil May Cry 5. That's a game that's really, taking it up a notch.
I can't wait to get that. But I have to play Devil May Cry 2 first. I know, boo.
No, you don't.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna, though. I'm gonna at least try it.
No, you
I have
Joey,
the
does he need
HD
to play Devil May
collection.
Cry 2?
I don't have to spend any more money on it. I have the HD collection. I'm gonna try it, and then I'm gonna go, yep, I did it. I'm not gonna beat it, probably.
Okay, good, because
At least
that
not till
game is
after
not
the
worth,
podcast.
even an hour of your time.
Well, I'll try it.
And also, it gets confusing on the storyline of all the Devil May Cries, because they reconned it in 5. It used to go 3, 1, the animated series, 2, 4, and then 5.
I have to
But
watch
5
an
changed
animated
it,
series now?
and then
No,
Devil
you don't.
Fuck that show.
Devil May Cry 5 switched the position of 2 and 4. So I think it was 4-2, now it's 2-4.
That sounds confusing.
Yeah, I guess they reconned it, so, just forget what you don't know, and then just go through 5, and then you're
I'm
good.
gonna just play the games, and I'm gonna take my best shot after that.
Well, what's funny is since we're on the topic of sequels, only the odd numbered Devil May Cries are any good. 1, 3, and 5.
I heard 4 was okay. Like, it's not the greatest, but I heard it was
I mean, it wasn't as bad as 2. That's
Well.
a low bar to cross.
There you go. See? Game's okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
all I
heard good
need.
things about 5. I just haven't gotten around to buying it yet. I'm waiting for it to get cheaper.
And
badass.
how do we feel about DMC? Now that the dust has settled and everyone's not angry that he looks like Jin Kazama?
The game's got a cool factor to it. I love the witty one-liners. It's definitely not as hard as I remember it, which was nice. I did finally beat this game without cheating for the first time in my life, so that was awesome. That was a good fist pump in the air kind of deal.
Yeah.
I easily passed this.
Yeah, I'm passing it too.
I pass
I liked
it.
Yeah, I give it a pass, although honestly, the game doesn't really say fluid combat to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't quite click with me the way it does with other people. I mean, I feel like in order to do anything remotely cool, you have to do the input the button combo for the equivalent of a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but then you feel cool because you earned it.
Something
True enough.
shouldn't have that high of a difficulty.
I feel cool.
Although I admit, if I were to play it as a kid and successfully do the slash guy into the air and then just fill them with bullets, juggle them in the air. That would have made me feel pretty cool way back when. So it's got that going for it.
You are cool.
But yeah, I give it a pass.
So 2 for 2, eh?
2 for 2, yeah.
Whoa.
All the Capcom games.
It's almost like Capcom's a good developer when they're not fucking microtransactioning us.
Yeah.
Weird.
They're not Konami, that's for sure.
Hey, come on. Konami's trying.
Well, let's go to the third tier people.
Third.
We got Konami, Capcom, now we got Koei. That's your
That
pick,
is
Kevin.
not third tier at all. It's like the weird, like, foreign relative that nobody remembers. They're Japanese too, aren't they?
I would really love you if you spoke closer to your microphone.
You're close. Fucking. Hi. Did I do it? Is it better?
Sure.
All right, whatever. I don't know what to do because I didn't move anything since the last time you yelled at me, so. Whatever. So anyway, Dynasty Warrior 2. I have to get down to the agenda and write it up. Okay. Dynasty Warriors 2.
Dynasty Warriors 2.
For the PlayStation 2, developed by Omega Force, which is like the coolest developer name ever. Published by Koei, released in Japan August 3rd, 2000. In America on October 26th, 2000. In Europe, always late to the party, November 24th, 2000. So the game clocks in around 8 hours, but if you're anything like me, the game never ended because it was just kind of your turn on and fuck about game and never really played any kind of attention to the story. So don't worry about that. Here's the
Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Yeah.
That's the story.
I never played one, never had any interest. So fun fact, this is the first PS2 game I ever saw in my life. Ever. I saw it at a KB Toys near me. They had a PS2 demo kiosk, and the only thing I remember from it is Dynasty Warriors 2. And the game was just... I think it must have been the first time I saw a game run at 60 frames a second or something. Because it was just smooth, it was beautiful, the combat was fluid. And how old was I? 8 years old when this game came out. And all I saw was one person taking down hordes of dudes, and I was like, this game looks fucking great, we should get this. And then me and my brother played it, and we had no idea what we were doing. All we knew was, like, there's guys over there, we're going to kill the fuck out of them. But that's...
Well,
and
you understood it.
Well, yeah, but that's not really all there is to the Dynasty Warriors. Because the thing is, there are objectives. There are points you have to capture, and you have to do that by going to a point, killing an outpost captain, capturing that point, your soldiers spawn, and eventually you're taking over points to conquer a map slowly. But to the shallow visioned gamer, I guess, like all they see is hit Y to win, and it is a little more than that. Not much more, but it is more than that. So if you actually dive into Dynasty Warriors, I think it's a really good series that people kind of just kill a bunch of dudes, that's it. But I fucking love this game. It still feels really, really, really good. It's like drugs, don't get me wrong, but it's great. And granted, has the formula evolved over time? No, but, if you like something, don't fix it, right?
Well...
Did they release too many?
Gotten worse.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say it's gotten worse. I will say
Of course it's gotten worse.
No, I think it's fine. It hasn't changed, but I find the spin-offs of Dynasty Warriors more fun than Dynasty Warriors now.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dynasty Warriors Gundam is my favorite.
Hyrule Warriors is great. I loved Fire Emblem Warriors. The only thing that didn't work in that game was the permadeath, but beyond that, this game's fine. It's like, turn it on, play with a buddy, and just run down hordes of people while you're eating pizza rolls. Oh, only pizza rolls. And Lubu is still the best. So.
I was the chick with the circle blades.
I thought your thing said circle boobs, and I was like, they're all circles, JD, what the fuck?
Not in Tomb Raider.
Nice.
Yeah. Colin's on his game on that one.
Yeah. The roster's expanded over the years, but it's weird because when I go back and I thought about Dynasty Warriors 2, I don't remember there ever being a first one. So in a couple years ago, I was like, what is Dynasty Warriors 1? It's a fighting game for some reason. Never saw that plot twist coming.
It's like the first Street Fighter.
Well, at least that was a fighting game, just not a good one.
Not really. It was, you were in space fighting aliens.
I don't think you played the same game.
Street Fighter 2188
no,
or whatever.
2010 is not, that's not the first Street Fighter.
I thought it was.
No, Fighting Street on TurboGrafx is the first. Street
that
Fighter.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
okay.
but Jesus. No, not that one. But yeah, Dynasty Warriors is a fun game. I mean, just go into it like comfort food. You just want to hit a bunch of combos and see waves of enemies die. That's what you're getting. But with all those enemies on screen, the draw distance kind of sucks. And I kind of found it hard to navigate without staring at a map the whole time. That was kind of annoying.
Well, you know, that was kind of the limit of the time, right?
Yeah, but, you know, now you can play
Especially
Hyrule
so
Warriors.
early in the PS2 lifespan as well.
This was a good powerhouse to show off, like, look what this PS2 can do. Saddam Hussein's going to buy a bunch of these and launch missiles, have you heard? Anyway.
Yeah.
That was a rumor.
So, I played Dynasty Warriors 9. That was the most recent Dynasty Warriors.
That wasn't on the list, and nor does it qualify. Kevin wins again?
Yeah, that's not retro. That's highly not retro.
Boo!
I can't believe you did that.
No, I'm no. So
Banish
I played it for
JD.
the Modern Gaming Podcast back in 2018. Okay.
All right.
Now I've played Dynasty Warriors 2 for the podcast, and I was very much dreading this because I go, oh my god, it's like the first one that wasn't the fighting game.
Right. I was just going to say, well, it's the second one.
So it's the first in the Muso, whatever they call it.
Mushu?
Mushu
Mace Windu?
way, and I'm like, oh, how archaic is this going to be? This Dynasty Warriors 2 is so much better than Dynasty Warriors 9. And I'm like, how is this possible? And like you said, Kevin, it's a little bit deeper. Go kill the captains. Make sure you're powered up enough. Make sure you have enough enemies so you don't get overrun by the hordes of, or make sure you have enough allies now gathered to fight the bigger bosses or captains. So you don't get overrun by the hordes of enemies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed very specifically that you can get trapped by hordes of enemies.
Yeah.
Coming from multiple sides, the way the map's drawn out, they actually attack you more often than they just stand there. There are instances where I guess a bug would happen or something or another, but they would just stand there. Well, what's actually happening is you've taken over so much area and you've killed the captain. They start losing morale, therefore they attack less.
Yeah, they
really
don't know
cool.
what to do.
I didn't notice that a lot in this one. It just kind of hit me. I'm like, oh, so that's what that bar is. In Dynasty Warriors 9, and in just more recent iterations, and even in we could do Fire Emblem Warriors, there is none of that. They just don't attack. They're fucking stupid AI, and there's so many glitches and bugs in the games that it's not fun, right? You can just go over a wall and ignore everything and just go kill the captain that has no difficulty spike. There is none of that. In Dynasty Warriors 2, you can't just go to the last... You can't just go to the boss of the map, so to say. You can't do that. It's not smart. You have, unless you're super great, but you're probably just going to be overrun by all the enemies. And as Dynasty Warriors has gone on, and subsequent side games, a lot of what made the game good has disappeared. Characters with different weapons, characters with unique attacks and abilities. It's just all gone, and a lot of it's now in DLC form as well.
See, that's a Koei
come.
special. Like, everyone shits on, like, Activision, EA. Koei loves DLC.
Yeah, it looks like you have to spend $660 on Steam to unlock all of the officers for Dynasty
How did
Warrior
you
9.
do that so fast?
You can go on Steam and look at all the content. And if you
Yeah.
click all the way down, it tells you how much the DLCs cost.
Oh, that'll do it.
Dynasty Warriors 8 has $190 in DLCs, but they look like they're just packs and costumes and stuff, so it doesn't look like it adds to the game like 9 has. Because 8 is very positive on Steam, 9 is mostly negative. So
Well, the big problem with 8 is so 9 is just atrocious, and it's a buggy piece of shit, right? I mean, you can literally beat the game by jumping over a wall because they put a grappling hook in it, and it broke the game.
Hell yeah.
Along with the game just being shit in general. 8's problem was exactly what the positives I said in 2, 8 doesn't have. Like the whole morale thing, they can say it's an 8. It's not. This was done so well. I tried to. There was a point in the game. It was like halfway through. I tried to skip this western part of the map because there was a big river involved, and I would have to go over a bridge. And I was like, okay, maybe I can just head north and kill this captain, and then I would have an easier time conquering the western front. Right? Ha! Pretty cool stuff, right? Turns out that if you don't play that smart enough, the Western Front will actually all converge on you at one time and surround you and kill all your troops, and then you're screwed.
So you have to actually do stuff.
You actually have to think strategically on how you're going to kill certain captains and certain areas. Awesome. And there's tons of characters unlocked, so you have fun like getting attached to certain ones. The weapons are cool. Dynasty Warriors 2 is awesome. So happy because I hate the modern ones so much.
Yeah, just read. Some people are saying, well, one guy said from 6 on the morale system hasn't really worked. He was not sure about 5 because he didn't play it, but it seems like it became useless.
Yeah. The morale system is that needs to come back because right now the AI is the dumbest things in game. It's like, why am I even playing this if they just stand there?
Well, I think the problem obviously it comes from Koei because they made the game, but I think once that game found a niche audience of like, hey guys, come over and play like Dynasty Warriors, then you have more people playing it, and then the bigger audience you have, the more casual you have to make a game. So it probably just got to a point of no return of like, fucking, I don't know, dude, this is it.
Or Omega Force hasn't evolved their engine at all, and they just don't care.
It could be that. I'm not saying either side is right, but
hey, we got to put out a new Dynasty Warriors game. Just use the engine from 10 years ago.
Yeah, whatever. I will say I haven't played. What the fuck?
Jesus Christ! What is that?
What the fuck was that?
Smoke alarm on my end.
Well, fucking fix it. Damn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry, headphone users. Nice to know you. But yeah, the problem. I just think that, like Dynasty Warriors 2 I liked. Then I took a big break until Warriors Orochi 3 for Wii U because there were no Wii U games out. And there still aren't. But like then I even felt comfortable. I knew what I was doing. And then the next one I played was Dynasty Warriors Gundam 1. That seemed to have like more to it. And then I played, what was it? Hyrule Warriors. I never finished that, but there's so much in Hyrule Warriors. So like it can't.
Hyrule Warriors was a Nintendo property.
No, Koei made it though.
But they had Nintendo highly involved.
Right.
That's why it was way better.
But my point is, it can be done. It seems like they put out like Dynasty Warriors because they feel like they have to almost, and then the spin-offs are the things I look forward to more now. So I don't know. It can be done is my point. It's just, will they? So I'm hoping one day Dynasty Warriors comes back, Lu Bu is resurrected, and I don't know, maybe he wears a Speedo or something. Just make it silly. I don't know. I feel like that's the only thing you could do next.
Maybe they need to go all Devil May Cry over the top.
Don't do that.
The next Dynasty Warriors.
No.
Oh yeah, come on. Have crazy one-liners. You are the descendant of the legendary.
Here's what Dynasty Warriors needs to do. Accept the fact that the vanilla series is done. It's over with. You've done too many. I had a chat about this in one of my streams. Maybe it was when I was playing Fire Emblem, and it was me and number one fan, One Up John. Everyone go watch One Up John on Twitch. Anyway, he was like, "What other games would like be good for Dynasty Warriors?" And the first thing that came to mind was like, "Yo, Star Wars Dynasty Warriors, not Jedi Power Battles. Don't say that. I'm talking about like if they made a Dynasty Warriors Star Wars, as sick as I am of seeing Star Wars everywhere right now." Fucking great. I feel like this formula could be used for other things and just make it good, like how Lego games do, Yeah,
but they're really going to have to look at, what made it good in the past, and that's Dynasty Warriors 2. I think this is a good blueprint, but they're not doing that. So I have very low hopes.
How different is Dynasty Warriors 3? I mean, it came out a year after, too.
That's the thing.
I don't remember.
Probably
I
not.
think,
it became a yearly series for a while, so it probably isn't much different.
well, I'm sure, like, mechanically, it's vastly improved. Because that's what usually happens with annual releases. A lot of the mechanics and the graphics get an upgrade kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that, Call of Duty? Am I right, boys? Okay, I'm sorry. That was too easy. Call of Duty's fine.
Do you know what they should do? The next one, they should have Dynasty Warriors 10, and then Dynasty Warriors 10 Tactic. And then you can add back in all the tough stuff that they probably are washing out because it's harder, makes the game a little more difficult. You can have the people happy with the morale system, or you can have people who just want the hack and slash and don't care.
Yeah. There's a GBA spinoff, which is a little more tactical. I don't think it's actually called Tactics, but there's Dynasty Warriors Advance, and it's like weird to see like sprite work of Dynasty Warriors. It actually kind of works. It's weird, but you should all look into that.
I'd like to see Rocksteady make a Dynasty Warriors game. I mean, they made such a good combat system in the Batman Arkham games. I'd like to see how it applies to like Dynasty Warriors.
It could probably work. Problem is, like, I feel like you need a good melee weapon to make Dynasty Warriors work. And I don't know what Batman would use.
Well, it doesn't have to be Batman. It could be any series.
Maybe like Green Arrow, like using his bow as a weapon.
Ooh.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah, Justice League Dynasty Warriors.
Hold on. No way. Justice League is tainted. Can't do that. Maybe
Wonder Woman then?
Maybe Avengers.
Ooh.
We'll call it Ultimate Alliance.
Wait, there's a One Piece Dynasty Warriors?
Excuse me?
Yeah. It's not very good.
Oh, that makes me sad.
It's made by the same developer too, so it's just a cash grab.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I would be okay with them cash grabbing if they made some of my favorite franchises like wild hack and slash nonsense. Like, I would be okay with it.
I wouldn't, because the games aren't good.
Well, again, if they made them good, like they made the Zelda one and the Fire Emblem one good, like
that's what like almost every movie property video game.
Man, look at the Lego games. They're pretty cool. Lego games is cool, man. Except Lego Worlds, I didn't like that one.
Okay.
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors Star Wars confirmed. Or Ninja Turtles.
So I went in with very low expectations for Dynasty Warriors 2. I came out going, wow. This is what they could be. So I'll pass Dynasty Warriors 2.
All right, we'll take it.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I'm going to pass it.
Yeah, I'll give it a pass.
Hell yeah. 3 for 3.
3 for 3.
Kevin's the best.
God. All right, Colin. Finish us out.
Oh, boy.
You're having a great time.
Yep, my game is Gauntlet Dark Legacy on the PS2, Xbox, GameCube, and Game Boy Advance, apparently.
What? Yeah,
developed by Midway Games West and Pocket Studios for the Game Boy Advance. And published by Midway. Released on the PlayStation 2 in North America, May 1st, 2001, and then PAL regions, June 15th, 2001, and Japan, July 25th, 2002, and the GameCube, North America, March 6th, 2002.
Everything had a different release date.
Yeah.
Everything.
Just sum it up that way.
Yeah.
Ranged from 2001 to 2002. It's too much to get through.
It's important to note that the PS2, Xbox, and Game Boy Advance version of the game only go for about $6, and the GameCube version goes for like $35.
Gotta pay that Nintendo tax, man, you know? It's real important. So you wanna know what's shitty about that, too? Is that I get why people would want the GameCube version, because I got four players, 4 controller ports. It's all there, bro. Does nobody have an Xbox? Does nobody have a multi-tab for the PS2? Like, fucking get it together, guys. But my cube.
But not the cube.
But the cube, bro. You understand.
Well, the GameCube also has a much smaller library compared to the other two.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not that great.
Yeah.
And I guess fewer copies were made for each game.
Yeah.
That's also possible.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I can't find a single GameCube copy of Beyond Good and Evil for the life of me. Whereas PS2 copies are everywhere.
Well, PS2 is a great system, so you know.
One of the best, one might say.
Some would say it's the best system ever made, but those people.
Others would say the Switch, but whatever.
Well, it's getting there.
Yeah, I picked this one because I remembered playing Gauntlet in the arcade way back when. It was always fun, even if I wasn't that good at it. Ew. Then this, I realized a few minutes in, it's not really a hack and slash in the strictest sense. It's more like you're just throwing weapons or magic. Not really much in the way of hacking and slashing.
There's literally no hacking or slashing.
Actually, if they get close to you and you just walk into them, you start hacking and slashing. So, like, if they're close enough, you don't throw things, you just hit them.
Yeah, that's where the hack and slash bit comes in.
It counts.
But...
It does count. It's a dungeon crawling hack and slash. There's a like Baldur's Gate, Diablo. They're all in this realm of the genre.
Yeah, not a whole lot to say about this one. Plot's pretty bog standard. This old mage releases this almighty demon, and then the almighty demon kills the mage, and then scatters all the magic stones that were used to summon him. And then you, the player, have to collect the stones and banish the demon once and for all. And yeah, it's very much an arcade game. You just go around just mowing through enemies, killing their spawn points.
I'm going to stop you for 1 second. You know how you just said it's an arcade game? I fucking disagree with that in all sense of the words. Because, here's the thing. I'll be honest. I didn't play this game, but I did play Gauntlet Legends. And the reason I didn't play this game is because I thought this was a brand new game. I'll give Gauntlet Dark Legacy a shot. Maybe it was a bad entry in the series. Apparently, it's just a fucking expansion to Gauntlet Legends, by the way. Which... It's not an RPG. It's not. It's got this weird presentation of like, oh, it's just a casual pick it up, go through the levels with your friends, and then well, just pick it up and play. It's not. You have to like keep track of this guy. So if my new friend comes over, now that one's doesn't have all this stuff. Now I have to look for these secret scrolls to get through the level. Is it required? I don't know. Like, there's so much going on in these levels that it wants to be an arcade game, but like it also tries to do too much at the same time. It's infuriating. Like I hated it. I hated like Legends, or what is it? Yeah, Legends, real bad. And the second I saw this was just an expansion of that, of like it's the same game, but like somehow looks grosser than the PS1 version. I don't know how that happened, but
yeah, the frame rate and the visuals of this game were not good.
It sucks. 3D Gauntlet sucks. Yeah, sorry.
I mean, we can expand on how much everything bothered you, Kevin, because a lot of other things bothered me besides that.
The
isometric view was garbage.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything.
Like you can't see anything. The camera's not fixed on the character in the center, so you go to the ends of the screen, and then you're just getting hit all the time off it. So you don't know what's hitting you from where until you're already hit. And the thing that actually annoyed me the most were the sounds.
Yeah, sound effects were just fucking awful.
Everything repeats itself constantly.
Yep.
It's so repetitive. I had to mute the game. I had to.
That's a great sign.
Yeah. Just.
This was like the latter days of Midway, and I get that they weren't doing too well, but
wow.
I don't.
Putting out games like this really explains a lot.
Well, yeah, it has an identity problem of like. It wants to be a casual arcade game, but it also wants you to like keep track of things and get all the secrets, because the secrets are required to like get the real ending. But like some of the secrets are so hidden. Like when I was playing I can't remember which one's which. The PS1 Gauntlet Legends, fucking whatever it is. Like I had to like go back, get a guide to find where these scrolls were, and they were kind of in obtuse places. I'm like, how would I do this casually with a friend just picking it up? You know?
You can't.
It's got an identity problem. Like, do you want this to be a casual arcade game, or do you want this to be like a take me serious Diablo game? So, yeah. There's that. I don't know how you felt, Colin, or Joe, or anybody. I'm gonna get angry.
Really liked the game. I used to play this all the time. I played it all the time on the GameCube back when it came out. I never treated it as an arcade, so I didn't treat it casual. I knew all the secrets and things, so I knew I had to go hunt down and all that. So it was a grinding game, and I like grinding games. Like, you just grind and get stronger and go to the next level and grind and get more stronger. So I really like that. I mean, yeah, the game kind of looks really terrible. The graphics are just gross. I wouldn't mind if someone remastered it, brought it in today. Like,
well, there's that new Gauntlet, but I don't know how that is.
The one on Steam?
I think so.
I have it. It sucks.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I bought it because I liked Dark Legacy so much, and this one, I think they added more with the DLCs, but it was just a couple levels. It was short. It just wasn't fun. But this game, Dark Legacy, to unlock everything, it takes hours and hours to do. There's so many characters, and then you can finally unlock the Summoner and play as him, and it's ridiculous of how much is in this game. And yeah, you can get lost if you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know the angles, but I knew the level, so I knew where to throw my special to kill things that I know could attack me. So it kind of rewards you for knowing it, but if you don't, it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
What character were you, Joey?
My favorite is the Red Dwarf.
Okay, I was the Mr. T looking dwarf.
Me too.
So we're all just different dwarves.
We're all Mr. T. Awesome.
I also liked the Jester, and then his unlock is the Hyena, who's also pretty good.
Problem is, every character, at least from the last one, which is again this game, everyone felt the same because I'm just throwing weapons. So like, I really didn't even care to like try to make a new character.
Yeah, the only difference is your wizards have better spells, so they start out stronger. But at the end of the day, you're all going to end up with 9s and 999 for all strats. So it depends on what special you like is the factor of what you want to choose.
I guess.
I didn't like the difficulty spikes in this because I had a quite a difficult time trying to memorize like the map and where I was and where I needed to go. First of all, I didn't know where to go half the time. I was just wandering, trying to kill things that I couldn't see. But then a lot of, sometimes I'd be strolling along and be like, all right, I already killed all the people in this area. And then, bam, there's like 60 guys around me and I'm dead like immediately. I go, well, how am I supposed to know that's coming? I just felt there were too many things that were cheap. It was just really trying my patience. The only game on the list, actually, that was doing that. We were playing Devil May Cry.
Doing real well. We were doing so good.
Yeah.
A fucking
female wizard. We have to note the female wizard sounds like she's having an orgasm constantly.
Well, this was that kind of time. I mean, that's the only sound women make, don't you know?
Oh well, 2001. Yeah, I mean, of course, turn of the millennium.
Yeah,
turn of a lot of things.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, just like Baldur's Gate, like, first of all, full transparency, like, this top-down hack and slash, I guess, RPG, kind of, the Baldur's Gate, the Gauntlets, not my genre of choice, not my game style of choice, even Dragon Age, I don't know, there's just something about this Western kind of RPG thing to it that doesn't appeal to me.
This is barely an RPG.
Barely, yeah. But with the isometric view, the controls, how you have to go about the game, and the enemies attacking me off screen all the time, just didn't like it. There's just too many things against it, and me having to mute the game because it was so annoying. Like, I can't pass this. It was a pretty fast fail for me.
I'm going to fail it off knowing that it's just an expansion of a game I already hated. So, sorry, Dark Legacy, fuck your Nintendo tax.
Yeah, the GameCube version being 5 times more than...
Well, obviously, I mean, it makes sense. Price. It's got a handle.
No, 6 times.
Oh, my doorbell rang. Hold up, be right back.
Yeah. Yeah, the game didn't really have that much going for it. I mean, I didn't really find myself wanting to go back to this one. I mean, the gameplay is fairly simplistic, and the I don't know, the RPG elements didn't really do much for me. I mean, I liked the visuals. It had a good visual style, and the coloration was pretty good. But
highly disagree.
All that aside, not that much going for it. I give it a soft fail.
The longest game of the cast too. It's like 13 hours to complete.
It could be longer if you want to get all your characters up to 99.
Well, sure. If you really want to put yourself through that, Joey.
I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna pass it.
Oh, 1 out of 4.
Yeah.
I like it, but
You
I have
goddamn rebel.
I have a lot of nostalgia with this game. Like, I played this a lot when it first came out, so...
Well, take those nostalgia glasses off, you son of a bitch.
I still like it. It's just a stupid, let me kill a bunch of things and go on to the next level, and... I don't know. I'm probably never going to beat it, but I like playing it.
Alright, so... the 4 games were Onimusha Warlords for the PS2 and Xbox, Devil May Cry for the PS2, Dynasty Warriors 2 for the PS2, see a theme here, Gauntlet Dark Legacy for the Major 3 and the Game Boy Advance. Kevin, are you back yet from the doorbell?
Yeah, I came back from the doorbell. It was my midget.
Favorite and least favorite, and what are your tier scores?
Oh, jeez, we're doing tiers. Okay, let's start with the worst, which was Gauntlet. Can go fuck itself. Okay. That's going to be... See, F is, like, unplayable trash to me, so I'm not trying to take it that far. But I'd give it a D, as in, like, fuck it. I don't really care about it at all. Let's see. Let's run down the... Onimusha is probably going to go, like... Probably B. Game's fine. Not offensive. Nothing really to complain about. It's good. Devil May Cry is also a B. Just because, again, it needs, like... Just needs a little more... Less
Who's
short...
got the shit running around in the back?
I don't know. Probably Colin.
That's probably
Called
me.
it. Devil May Cry is getting a B. Dynasty Warriors, which was my favorite, is getting an A just because I fucking love that game.
Alright, so
that's a me.
That's Kevin's.
Yeah.
So Dynasty Warriors and Gauntlet. Okay. Colin, why don't you go next?
Yeah, worst will probably be Gauntlet. I give it a D just like Kevin. Not that much going for it. Then from there, Dynasty Warriors 2, I give a C. And then Onimusha, I guess a B from what I was able to see on the YouTube videos.
Okay.
And Devil May Cry, also B.
Alrighty. Joey. Wait. Colin. Gotta pick a favorite.
I was going worst to best, so Devil May Cry.
Okay, cool. Joey, you're up.
Okay. So, I don't think any of them were really bad at all. So, I guess the worst...
Who's wrong?
I'm going to say the worst was Onimusha.
What the fuck?
Just because how short it was. I mean, you guys can... I like Gauntlet Dark Legacy, but it had a lot to it, and you keep playing it. You guys
Who's this
might not
man?
like it, but... But honestly, I would give them both...
Sean.
I would give them both the C. I mean, Gauntlet is not a great game, but I have a lot of fun playing it. So,
Okay.
I give Onimusha and Gauntlet both C's. I would give Devil May Cry and Dynasty Warriors 2 both A's, with Dynasty Warriors 2 topping the list. I think it was a little more fun than Devil May Cry. So.
Okay. I'm going to... I mean, it's pretty obvious I didn't like Gauntlet Dark Legacy, so that's a big D for me. I'm of the same mind with Kevin.
Podcaster
Unplayable
likes
trash
the
is
big
the F.
D. Got it. That's what you said.
Unplayable trash gets the F. Gauntlet didn't do anything at all for me. Dynasty Warriors 2, at the end of the day, even though I did enjoy it, at the end of the day, it's not breaking grounds with me at all. It's definitely missing a lot of things, so I'm gonna mirror Colin's C. So that levels it out to a B grade. Devil May Cry, yeah, it's very revolutionary with its dynamic camera. It has a lot going for it, but the camera work and the campiness and everything. I don't know. It's probably it's a B. You know, it's not definitely not that A tier. If Onimusha was longer and it maintained this pace, it would definitely be in that A S tier for me. But unfortunately, it being like 4 hours, like I said, the levels were laid out super well. There's some definite combat things with that fixed camera that makes things more difficult than it probably should. So that's going to stay in the B as well. Onimusha is my favorite. Gauntlet is the least favorite. But
right.
I think that makes Devil May Cry the de facto best of the podcast, based on everything I've seen here.
Cool.
Yeah. And then, Joey, you got the next theme pick. We'll discuss that off air. And that'll bring us into episode 60 of the podcast. We're ever closer to, I believe, 200 episodes for the podcast now.
There's too many episodes. Total. We got to cancel it.
Yeah. And
it was a good run.
For episode 60 is our it's going to be around our 3-year anniversary.
Oh wow!
How about that?
You timed that or something?
In 7 days, it's the 3 years.
Happy 4th of July, everyone!
In 7
it's almost
days,
my 2-year anniversary.
So, yeah, been on it a long time. Yeah. So this was episode 59, Hack and Slash. See you next time.
Bye.
Word. Bye now.